Allah is the one, the one, the one, the one.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, Allah gathered us again tonight for, I think the brother, you guys are too far away. Please come here. I feel like very far away. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, Allah gathered us today, tonight. We have other choices to go to. Allah, Alhamdulillah, guided us to come to this place, and inshallah, I'm sure everyone has already heard about Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Hopefully, there's something new probably today. If not something new, probably just reminder. If it's not reminder, it's not new. There's probably at least be here to hear the Prophet of Allah, and it can be a source of guidance for us, inshallah. And salatu salam to our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for his efforts, and we finally can say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. All right. Okay. Tonight, one of the series of 5 mighty prophets, the Ulul'azm. So today we talk about prophets Musa or Musa. I think the audio is okay without this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah? You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a series of 5, inshallah. We've covered Prophet Noah, Prophet Nuh. We covered Prophet Ibrahim last month, and tonight inshallah we cover Prophet Musa. Hopefully we gain something, 1 or 2 lessons from here. There's a Prophet Musa. I don't think we can do justice. Prophet Musa is probably the name or the individual that most mentioned in Quran is Prophet Musa alayhi salam. I don't think a halaqah for 1 hour or reminder for 1 hour will be enough. It's just probably like long lectures and long series, lots of benefits. And even last night when I was thinking what sort of visions I want to take, is just overwhelmed. I just pick 3 or 4. That inshallah will be good for us as a reminder. Alright, tonight we cover 5 things inshallah. Number 1, just comparing notes what we took from last month from our previous prophets, and then we went through and then we're going to the lineage of Prophet Musa. There's all the prophets is actually a dynasty of prophet from Adam alayhi salam to Prophet Muhammad. They're all like a lineage of family, and then there's a lot of facts about Prophet Musa alayhi salam. I'm gonna give some snippets to that. I'm sure everyone knows before then hopefully become a reminder, and how this is a great human being ever walk on earth as well. And then we go to some of the storylines. I think we need someone to open the door, brother. Promise?
It's
Someone's trying to open that?
It's open.
Or probably never. Okay. Right. And then some of the facts that we have already heard, just summarize some of them. And then the storyline from when he was born. Of course, a lot of stories about Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And then I pick up probably 2 or 3 some of the wisdoms from this story, inshallah. So hopefully it will be a reminder for me and for everyone here. Let's start with number 1, which is not from our previous prophets. This is the mighty prophets. I think brother Arief translated from Ulul'azm. Fasbir kama sabara Ulul'azm. So Ulul'azm itself is mentioned in Quran. Mina rusul. Here, Rasulullah SAW is being reminded by Allah SWT, be patient, right? Like who? Like those Ulul'azm, who they are and what they are. They are all the Rusul, the messengers, the different between prophets and Nabi and messengers. They are among the Rusul. And then do not be impatient for them. So Allah links Ulul'azm and the state of being patient to people that He may not want. So it is actually the word Ulul'azm. In the previous talk, I mentioned Ulul'azm, someone who had very high sort of azam. I don't know whether you use that in English. I've used the word azam. Azam is something like high spirited, high demands. Like, I really want a strong azam to be a footballer, for example, right? And then you practice every day. So this is like someone who's not going to be easily defeated, easily turned down. Is a high spirit. So this is Ulul'azm, and then it links that to the patience. Because why? At the end of the day, it's all about sukur, and then the other flip of the coin of sukur is actually patience. So how we deal with calamities, how we deal with things that do not go our way, and this way the patience is. And Surah Al-Ahzab number 7, وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ, then we took the covenant مِيثَاقَهُمْ وَمِنْكَ from you, وَمِن Nuh from Nuh, وَإِبْرَاهِيم from Ibrahim, and Musa from Musa, and Isa Maryam. So Allah actually lists all these Ulul'azmi. There's all the 5 prophets, which is Minka means you, ya Muhammad, and then from Nuh, alayhi salam, from Ibrahim or Musa, and that's quite unique here. If you look at this, all the 5 mighty prophets, there's all males, right? But there's also the name of a lady here, which is Maryam, right? So this is quite interesting as well. And we come to that when we talk about there's a hadith about Rasulullah said there are only four women that attain the highest level of faith, of iman, and one of them is Maryam, and we'll talk about it later on, because in this story of Prophet Musa we also cover one of the ladies. And again, the statement of Isa ibn Maryam is a statement of Allah testify that is the what do you call that? The modesty of Maryam alayhi salam. All right. Okay. What we learned from Prophet Noah? I think we discussed about 3 things. Of course, there's a lot of stories about Prophet Noah, but we just discussed 3 things last time. Just dawah focuses on effort, not result. I think if everyone complains about after telling my daughters to do this, telling my sons to do this, I'm asking my parents to do this, and it's very hard to. And then look at the story of Prophet Noah, right? After 900, anyone remember how many years? 960 something or 50 something, and how many people embrace Islam that time? It's only 80, right? So you can imagine how long make dawah. So this is like the pinnacle of dawah is Prophet Noah alayhi salam. What we also learn from the story of Prophet Noah, that this is the first time shirk was actually introduced to Prophet Noah. So Iblis is trying to cast us, try to make us actually fall into despair, fall into sin, and at the end it's going to hellfire. This is his best effort, right? So he's one of the best, the most patient creature in the world. Right? To try to be patient. I remember the story. I remember one of the start stories, like how patients like slowly, right? Then there was a story where there's a police stories about someone's got drowned in the sea, right? That says, and it's just like all adults, and then what happened is that they just go near the sea, which is not that high, just this deep, and then they play around and up to this, and then play around up to this, and then suddenly it just got drowned. And this is how Iblis works as well. It's not like, now you go to bar, no, you don't have to drink, right? You just only sit here, just drink just order orange juice. It's a bar, but you don't have to drink, right? So once you get used to it, the next round, I just probably try a sip. It's okay. You can vomit it out and stuff like this. It's always sleep. So this Iblis and always try to seduce us and everything. Once everything got comfortable, everything's got easy, then go to the next step. Slowly. He gets the whole life for him. So Allah give him, granted him life until the end. So he's so patient. Probably is safer as well. The third one, the true knowledge versus mirage. And again, this what I mean by true knowledge. Everyone knows Prophet Noah alayhi salam. They are like one tribe, right? They see him every day, and all the prophets have this quality of a human being quality, being patient, being nice, being gentle, and all these big qualities. And then see the Prophet Noah alayhi salam every single day. They cannot really, because of the state of kufr, they cannot see what's actually. But if you see someone like you trust, like building a big ark or not actually near the sea, it's actually up the hill. Instead of calling them crazy, you must be thinking this guy's trustworthy. What is he trying to do and stuff like that. So the idea, if sometimes what you see is not necessarily it is, because it is, and the true knowledge is the wisdom behind it. So it is a wisdom of something that we pick up from Prophet Muhammad. All right, some of the notes on about Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Prophet Ibrahim is the first person, I think, throughout the story of the prophets who used reasoning. He used, for example, because see the sun's probably God, and then the sun said, see, the sun has limit. Something that has limit may not be God, right? So when he said something like this, he's actually trying to wake up the fitrah within the people who's actually doing shirk. There are two types of shirk during the Prophet Noah. Number one, they shirk the worship of the statues. Number two, they also shirk worshipping the celestial bodies. So look at the sun, look at the moon and stuff like that to make worships of that. And Prophet Noah used the reasons. And again, this is one of the things that we always do, Brother Ramesh, when we do street dawah. There's always two approaches, right? Spiritual approaches as well as intellectual approaches. And I think I like somebody likes Brother Hamza, right? So it's always use purely spiritual, purely intellectual, just to bring people to Islam. And I always remember this Ibrahim is always used, like for example, how do you prove Rasulullah really exists and Rasulullah did not tell a lie? You can actually prove it. You can actually build up theories using purely intellectual to prove that Prophet Muhammad actually exists and he didn't tell a lie, and so on and so forth. It's actually God as well. How do you know how to prove God exists? How do you know stuff exists? It's not by revelation, but truly by rationalism and thinking and so on. So this is what we learn from Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Pinnacle of faith, right? What else it is as the label of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and it's a family, it's a pinnacle of faith. I told the stories about when he left his family, which is Hajar alayhi salam, and the baby just only probably a few years old. They still need baby's food. They just live in the middle of the desert. And Hajar alayhi salam was oh, what happened here? You leave us just like this, and like whatever you see is all seas of sand, right? And then ask Ibrahim, did Allah ask you to do this? Yes, and that's it. If Allah asked me to do this, then Allah will look after me. Right? It's a very simple. If you look at, if you already done Hajj or Umrah, right? The act of worship, which is running between Safa and Marwa. What do you call that? You know what's it called? Sa'i, right? Sa'i. What is actually you're doing there? Right? Yeah, you mimicking Hajar alayhi salam. What actually, what she was doing? What was she doing? She's looking for water. If you think of water, just people hungry and thirsty people, it's not an act of worship if you think about it. But because the trust and the tawakkul that she put on Allah, they're so huge that she denounced, even though there's hot sun every day, there's no shade, there's no everything, but Allah asks you to do this, I'll do it. Just because of that, right? Just because of that, the act of running, looking for water, is now being done by millions, not thousands of millions of people doing that, mimicking that. Right? It's not actual act of worship because of the tawakkul that she did to show to Allah. Allah made that everyone to follow that. Just running around Safa. Oh, today we're lucky, if we go to Makkah, Mukarramah, it's already water along the line, and the Zamzam, which is a cool, chilled water as well, and with the aircon and everything. We are so lucky, but you can imagine that every time people that make sa'i, Hajar alayhi salam will get that reward. Every time you can imagine the reward that she actually gets. That's why when Prophet Muhammad was asked, what is the best salawat? And you know what he said? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. Give blessing to Prophet Muhammad as if you give blessing to Prophet Ibrahim and his family. What is the Prophet? What is the blessing? Look at the blessing. That the Kaaba, he's the one who built that. And all the act of running, looking for water of his wife become the act of worship. We don't complete our Islam, is the fifth pillar of Islam, unless we do that mimicking Hajar alayhi salam running, looking for water. Subhanallah. This is what I mean by pinnacle of faith. Right? So the step that the tawakkul that they, like for example, no other parents in the world will be tested like you slaughter your own son, right? And look at now how many people making qurban and everything, how many animals being qurban have been sacrificed in the name of Allah, and all of this will go to the reward of Prophet Ibrahim. This one all I can imagine how, or the pile of reward that he's going to receive at the end is just massive. That's what I mean, pinnacle of faith. Like for example, jump now is just jump. How, not when, jump. Allah said jump, something like that, right? And we see that the Prophet Musa as well. Complete trust of Allah. This is what I mean, the tawakkal Allah, not tawakkal ala asbab. Right? If that person is not in this organization will not work. If that person will not run this country, this country will run. If I'm not because of it. So we always have that sort of tawakkal ala asbab. We know the Prophet Ibrahim and his family is all because of Allah. Right? Anything Allah says, they do it. Right? They think they put their emotions behind. SubhanAllah. May Allah make us be the high level of faith as Ibrahim alayhi salam. At least just a scratch of it. Alright, that is on the note that we learned from the previous discussions about the previous two prophets. Today I'm going to show you the lineage of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Alright, I want to call it like a dynasty of prophets. So we start with Prophet Adam alayhi salam as the first human, first prophet. So if you believe in the evolution theory, that they will be from monkeys, or monkeys and us are coming from the same root. So it's up to them if they believe their grandparents and monkeys. And but again, this is not the evolution theory. The evolution theory is something that was originally simple and evolved to become ducks and become monkeys and so on. Anyway, and again, we talked about this last time with what's his name? Did you manage to actually contact him like this?
His name was Jeremy.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Walaikum salam. Right. And then one of the blessings that Allah gave to Prophet Adam is the knowledge, and he was sent down. What is called Arabukalim Malaika Inita. And then I would read what is it? Khalifa, right? I remember I was in Junchung, and there was this they have the standards, so they do street dawah. What is the religion? The Mormon. In Junchung, you know that, right? Jehovah's Witness. Sorry. Yeah, Jehovah's Witness. And then I don't know whether I like to stop by and talk to them. So few times I stop by and talk to them. And then one day they have brochures in English and Indonesian, Tagalog.
They have.
Right? They have that. So one day I came to them.
They are targeting Indonesians.
They're targeting Indonesians, yes. So one day I was there, and then they called me up, and then you know what God was? Oh, you're talking about God. I like you talking about God. I said. And then okay, let's have a chat. I'm actually running late, but if we can set up like a half an hour or 1 hour discussions, let's go to Pacific Coffee or something like that. I don't know whether I can mention the coffee, but anyway, this is one of the coffee shops. So I went there, have a coffee. So you know, first time he did the ayah that we mentioned, which is Al-Baqarah number 30, right? Yeah. And then okay, what I'm planning to do, okay, why don't you introduce your religion to me about half an hour, and then after you finish that, can I take my turn as well explaining to you about our religion? Oh yes, sir. And he talked about this Bible and so on and so on. And he quoted Al-Baqarah number 37, that Allah was upset with Adam, and then asked Adam to come down to earth, right? And because of Adam was sinful and everything, and said, no, Adam wasn't. And because we are here on earth because the mistakes of our father Adam did, and because of that he got punished. That's why we are on earth. I remember he was telling me that, and I said, no, don't quote Quran in front of me. You know, so, why don't you write 5 ayahs before that? It was actually ayah number 30. Allah says to all the angels, I will create Adam, and then so it was actually Allah's plan. So whether Adam made a mistake or not, it is actually Allah's original plan to him. And because of that, all his arguments all fall down. Right? So then after that, I took my opportunity to explain to her about Islam, and Jesus, and so on. And I think one of the things is one that really amazed me, I think Brother Amis knows as well. We sometimes do see that one, and how their carbons and everything, they're all like very nice setups, and they have all the languages and everything.
No, now they are, every day they are putting their,
Yeah.
you know.
So that's
next
why,
to-
because we
next
don't
to
do
masjid.
dawah, so they do dawah.
Next to masjid, yeah, no, actually.
They're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Every day.
understand they have to counter,
Yeah.
because we are now in the street, they want to know that's their time to counter.
Yeah. All right. The next prophet, Prophet Sid alayhi salam. I think not many one knows about Prophet Sid alayhi salam. Is the only prophet it's not mentioned actually in Quran, but a lot of stories about hadith. And then in fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed about 100 suhuf. There's actually 50 of them to Prophet Sid alayhi salam. So Prophet Sid alayhi salam was after Habil was killed, and then our mother Hawa gave birth.
Yeah.
And the story is about how
Music
the
and
first
adultery.
music was introduced. I explained to you.
Music and adultery, yeah.
Right, and then fourth generations after that, then Prophet Idris. Prophet Idris alayhi salam is only mentioned twice in the Quran. Prophet of patience, lived about moderns in Egypt, and he died in the fourth heaven. Right, and during the Isra Miraj, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam met him. Right, so Rasulullah met 8 prophets during the Isra Miraj. The first heaven was Adam.
Mm.
The second heaven was J and J. I remember how to memorize it. J and J. J and J is
Idris
Joseph
alayhi
and
salam
John.
died in fourth heaven?
The second one, Idris, fourth heaven.
Fourth heaven.
Yeah, the second one is
That means he
Jesus.
was raised?
No, it's not raised.
Because I don't know.
He went to the fourth. He went to the fourth heaven, and he died there.
But that's from
With the physical
Israel,
body.
yeah.
No, with
With the
angels.
physical body he was
Angels
raised.
took him
Yeah.
there. Angel took him there.
But that story
The first
from
time I know that.
Eh?
Is story from Jews, right?
The story
How do you get it this
I
way?
took some of the stories is from Ibn Kathir. Most of the
Ibn
stories.
Kathir, huh?
I think the idea of taking Israeliyat, as long as it does not
Contradict.
contradict things,
Scholars, yeah.
is as long as not completely against Islam, our Aqidah, we can use that on a grain of salt. We just take it. For example, there are 2 prophets going to this city, and for example, it never mentioned the name, but in the reference is actually the name of the prophet is actually Daniel, for example. So we can use that name Daniel, even though it's in our narrations in the Quran or Hadith never mentioned. But for them, because the name of the city, the occurrence and everything, they relate to that person and Daniel, so we can take the name. Even the name of Iblis as well, we don't have the name of Iblis, but they do have just Azazil.
Yeah.
Alright, that's Idris. Oh yeah, on the third one is Yusuf alayhi salam, and the fourth one is
Idris.
who's the fourth one? The fourth one's I think Harun.
Idris.
Idris, fourth one Idris. The fifth one Harun. Sixth one's Musa alayhi salam, and the seventh one is Ibrahim alayhi salam, the father of the prophets. And then Prophet Nuh, 43 mentions in Quran, so I think it's quite a lot. And then Prophet Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu mentioned that Prophet Adam and Noah, the 10 centuries. 10 centuries means 1,000 years.
1,000 years, yeah.
1,000 years. So this is where the sin of shirk started. You asked last time about this, the first sin of shirk actually started at the time of Prophet Noah. And then after 9 generation, this is Ibrahim alayhi salam. His name is also mentioned 70 times, so it's getting bigger now. And it's Rasul. Isaac, Isaac, 17 times mentioned in Quran. It's also miraculous birth, to be honest, because it was at the time the 3 angels came to Prophet Ibrahim, and before telling them we're going to the Lut nations and we're gonna destroy them. By the way, your wife is pregnant, and then they didn't believe it because they already barren and all. So it's actually miraculous birth. Not many stories of Isaac. And then Yaqub alayhi salam. Anyone knows the other name of Yaqub alayhi salam? Okay, I already showed that. Alright. So the Bani Israel is actually Bani Yaqub, right? The 12 children of Yaqub. And one of the names is Benjamin and Joseph alayhi salam. Alright, 16 times mentioned in the Quran, also known as Bani Israel. If you know Israel, the word Il like as in Mikael,
Yeah.
Jibril,
Jibril,
Israfil. Il is actually Hebrew for El or Allah. That's why Elia Lama Sabachthani, El Allah. So it's actually the word Jibril, Mikael, and Israel. They're all. It's not an Arabic name. It's actually a Hebrew's name. Then 3 generations after Yaqub, there's Musa alayhi salam. This is the characters and the person that we're going to talk tonight. Right? So at least we know the lineage from Prophet Adam to Prophet Musa, and all the way down to Jesus, Isa, and Prophet Ibrahim, or Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I managed to take these pictures. I think it's from some pictures of Moses. It's one of the museums somewhere.
Museum?
Yeah,
Which
these
museum?
pictures I can't remember. This one of the museums. The name is probably like Central Asia or something.
Central Asia.
Yeah, it's probably just people writing it out. You can see the.
But it seems in Urdu.
It seems like Urdu.
Persian?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check again where I got it from. Yeah, and then you can
Yeah.
see this is the veil.
This is Urdu.
Urdu.
Yeah.
All right, some of the facts. I don't know whether you know, but let's see.
No, mostly the Quran, the other kitab has been sent to these Central Asian countries from
Oh.
Pakistan or something else.
Okay.
Because I have seen
And again, this
Chinese,
is probably some level
Chinese
of,
people in China, they are having kitab.
Yeah,
I used to check,
yeah.
all from Karachi or somewhere.
Printed there.
Printed, yes. But I don't know how they are allowing inside. Maybe there will be some.
There's some
Because I
trading.
seen, Ranjau, the Ranjau Lami, the children, they used to read Quran
Yeah.
in their shop itself, because they live there itself now. The Lami, their house and the shop together. Sometimes they used to read the Quran. I used to help them to read the Quran when I was eating.
Wow.
So I see whether it is printed in China.
Yeah.
Well, no,
It
it's
printed
from
over there.
Pakistan.
All right, let's see if you have notes about Prophet Musa. Let's compare notes. So how many times is mentioned in the Quran? 136 times. The second one is Prophet Ibrahim, 70
The
times.
highest.
The highest, 136. What does it mean? That being mentioned along is a big thing for us, right? Rasulullah SAW mentioned that the Bani Israel and my Ummah, and then he took his slippers, and then this Bani Israel and my Ummah is just like this. So that means whatever they used to do, whatever they did, my Ummah will do that as well. Even some of them come to their own mother. Right? So that means why there's so many lessons we can extract from the story of Prophet Musa, so many of them, because this is going to be the guidance for us until the end of the world, right? So there's a lot of things. There's only by names. You can imagine by Hua, by
Why
pronoun.
this conflict has started? It is said in Quran they just kill the,
Eh?
the Rasuls.
Yeah.
But actually, what is the origin of this conflict
The conflict
between the Israelis and Banu Israelis and
No, it's not a conflict. It's just this is the Ummah at the time is a Bani Israel,
It is a
which is
superiority,
the son,
racist
which is the son of Yaqub.
racism? Yeah,
Yeah, the
it
son
is,
of
we know
Yaqub,
that.
right? Yeah. And the son of Yaqub, Allah sent them prophets. Allah sent them 12, 13. At least in the 25 prophets, 10 or 11 of them is from the Bani Israel. And then there are also many prophets that they Allah sent, because they're the big nations at that time. Yeah. And I mentioned to you, Rasulullah met Musa. We know the story of Isra Miraj. You know the stories of going back and forth like 50 times until we get from 50 times down to 5. I think everyone knows that. The foster mother of Isa, not everyone knows this. Yeah, Asia binti Mazai, right? This is the 4 women that attain the highest level of Iman, of faith. Is Asia, the wife of Fir'aun. Her name never mentioned Asia.
آسيا
but I
بنت
think-
مزاحم.
Huh?
آسيا بنت مزاحم.
Yeah, binti Mazahib, yeah. And then the second one is Maryam. Yeah. And if you look at this, right, if you just ponder, there's always 4 women. right? Asia actually raised Prophet Musa. Maryam alayhi salam actually raised
Isa.
Isa. And Khadijah,
Was the
when you
wife.
look at Surah Duha, Surah Duha, when Allah says, when you don't have anything, I send you blessing. And a lot of ulama tafsir that is actually Khadijah. Wajadaka aidan
Aidan
fa'ana.
fa'ana.
Right? This is Allah blessed Rasulullah sallallahu with a figure of
Is it
woman.
for
which is
Arana,
Khadijah.
I mean, mention
Yes, and some of
Khadijah?
tafsir mentioned that he didn't have any guidance, Allah gave him guidance. He didn't
No,
have
no, no.
and
he became richer means through her.
Through Khadijah, yes,
But it
yes.
doesn't mean that she is directly indicating her service to this one or
what the tafsir mentioned that after the marriage of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with Khadijah,
Yeah, that is right.
After the marriage, and then he can have actually came to Ali bin Abi Talib. You know, Ali bin Abi Talib was not really well off, and then he has a son of Ali. So why don't I take Ali? Because you cannot look after, because I'm financially better now, right? Something like that. So he's financially better, and then a lot of the dawah and everything is actually funded by Khadijah. So it's actually a stronghold of Khadijah. And then when it first came after the first revelation, and he was shaking, and the Muslim cover me. Who was actually the comfort for Rasulullah? Who actually grabbed the Rasulullah and comfort? No way Allah will reject you, right? You're kind to your person, you're kind to your people, you're nice, you're everything. It's a comfort of Rasulullah. This is Khadijah. And Khadijah is the first person the angel actually, Jibril came and say salam to her and comfort her that your place in Jannah is prepared for you. So it's one of the, right? And there was the fourth one, Fatima, right? Fatima when she was still young, very small, she's the one who helped her father when he was being abused by Abu Jahal and all the gang and everyone.
but she's not directly
Not
indicated.
directly, but no, it's from Hadith. The
Huh?
Fatima.
Hadith only, yeah.
Hadith.
It's not in
No, not in Quran. The four people that has attained high level of iman is the fourth one is Fatima. And what is the nickname of Fatima? Anyone knows?
Mother of her father.
Abuha, the mother of her father. Abuha. So now look at this big woman, right? The great ladies. They raised big prophets, basically, right? They're involved in the. So that's why they say that behind a great man, there's always a great lady behind. All right. Central religious figures of Judaism, so everyone knows about that. I heard stories of. I remember stories. It was not a lecture when Ustad Numan Ali Khan talking to his friends, his rabbi, and then he told the stories of Prophet Musa from the Quran, and the rabbi was actually crying because they don't have the full stories of Musa alayhi salam, because the book that they have is no longer complete, because a lot of narrations from other people when they collect it doesn't they don't tally together, you know what I mean? They don't make sense anymore.
even they don't have the
They
history
don't have
of
it. So that's why
history of Mary. They don't have anything. on it.
That's why how much we actually owe them these explanations.
You know,
that's why dawah is really
once I
important.
took one copy of Quran
Yeah.
in the exhibition,
Yeah.
book exhibition.
Yeah.
The next row, there was a small, speech by Dr. Zen. The Cardinal.
Yes.
Cardinal, Dr. Zen from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
He's a cardinal. He's
Cardinal,
a Catholic
okay.
chief.
Bishop.
No. He's the Catholic chief, Dr.
Okay.
Zen. He always against China. He's a old now. I think he's not the cardinal. I don't know. Then I gave to him. This is Quran. He just asked me why you are giving to me. Huh? You see, I just want to present
That's
you.
good.
But there is one chapter about Mary. Huh? Is it so? Yes. See the chapter 19. Show me. Then I show. This is full chapter about it has described about Mother Mary. Oh really? Okay, it's good. Then after that, he don't want to take it, but I say it's for you. You just go and read it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anyone knows what Musa means saved from water?
Yeah.
There's actually the Jews use this word because it's actually from Hebrew word from mu means water, as in Ma in Arabic, water. But if you think about it, who actually gave Musa's name? Asia and Fir'aun. They're not Israelite though. They're not Bani Israel. They are Coptic. They are Egyptian. So the name Musa must be actually, it's not a Hebrew name. It must be a Coptic name.
Is it?
Yeah. So the word Musa means like a baby, little baby, or little boy, something like that. Can we take this a little boy? So again, probably true or not, right? But again, it makes sense. Musa cannot be a Hebrew name.
Really?
Because who gave the name? Because it's actually the Asiya, the wife of Fir'aun gave the name, right? All right.
Oh, the name was given by Asiya.
Yes, of course, because it's still baby. That's why they take it from the water.
Saved the
Right?
baby from there.
Prophet Musa alayhi salam has lips or stutter. Do you know about that? Rabbi ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. If you look at the Bible story is the story. Of course, you probably don't want to take that. The Bible story said when Musa was young and he slapped Fir'aun very upset, and he tested him, give a burning coal, and give a diamond, right? And then asked Musa to pick, and then Musa picked the burning coal and put it in the mouth. That's why it became Satan. And I think one of the only prophets that is probably given a sidekick, which is Harun, his brother Harun. You know that at that time, Fir'aun want to kill baby every single year, and then after that, the stock of human laborers getting less. So they changed the rule to become 1 year they kill the babies, another year they let go, another year they kill, another year they let go. So that's how they do it. So Harun can be said either 1 year older than Musa, or 3 years, or 5 years, right? Because Harun was actually was born at the time they did not kill the babies.
You know the dalil of the bird, it should be your whole length.
Yeah.
You know that?
No.
How the dalil has come from? It's from Harun.
Okay.
Because
Yes,
he just, Musa alayhi salam just hold the
they
bird.
grab the
So
the
the
son of my
Hanafis,
mother.
they just want to hold it.
That's because the golden calf, right?
Yeah.
The Kalimullah, which is the one who talked to Allah. Everyone knows about that, right? So, and I don't know whether you heard about this. And the time he was supposed to die, and Malak al-Maut came. It's about for you to, and then when he came, and Prophet Musa saw him, and then slapped him, and the eyes popped out. And it is actually Sahih Bukhari. And he went up fly and go to Allah, says, I cannot take the soul of someone who doesn't want to be taken. And I said, okay, I asked him to put his hand over a cow or something, and then whatever they hear that yeah. But again, how can a prophet, a human being, punch? But if you think about it, when an angel take a shape of human, then the only explanation to that is let's also take the limitations of human at the time, right? So that means whenever it punches, then also then I think the eyes pop out or something like that. All right, okay, that's the facts. We only have probably 15 minutes. I don't know whether I'm just gonna go quickly some of the storylines. I told you a bit about the birth of Musa. That Musa was actually raised in the palace of Fir'aun. And once he grew up, probably a young man at the time, he saw a fight between Bani Israel and the Coptic, and then he takes side. I think you know the stories. I don't want to go into detail of that. And he become a fugitive and escaped to Madian. Now, this is the thing. There are many people link this story because you know the prophet who sent to Madian is Prophet Shuaib. There are two narrations two types of actually opposing the narration that Prophet Musa actually married to the daughter of Shuaib. But there's also says it might not be possible because the years are different. But anyway, just to tell you that there are there are some scholars, the historian says that Prophet Musa actually married to the daughters of Shuaib, but this also says that might not be Shuaib because of
Can the
different-
age
the age different.
different?
And again, Madian is actually Arab. There are four out of the prophets. There are four is actually Arab prophets, right? Prophet Hud, anyone know? Prophet Saleh
Sorry.
and Shuaib, the Shuaib, and the Prophet
Shuaib.
Muhammad.
Then fourth one?
Yeah,
Muhammad
Prophet
Sallallahu
Muhammad. And then he came back to Egypt, and then this is where he became the prophet, right? I think Surah Toha. Surah Naran qala li ahlihim kutu inni, and then Allah introduced inni ana rabbuka, and then so on. I can't remember.
Inni ana rabbuka.
No, sorry.
فاخلع عليك إنك بالوادي المقدس طوى.
مقدس توا فنكرتك فاستمع لما يوحى إنني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا
First.
فاعبدني
فاعبدني وأقيم الصلاة لذكري. This is the first time Prophet Musa was introduced, and then Allah actually introduced himself. Inni ana Allah. This is me, Allah. So he introduced himself. This is Allah, and make worship of me as my remembrance. And then he was ishaba ila Fir'aun innahu tagha, right? Is this you go to Fir'aun, he's already totally wrecked, and then you go make da'wah to him. So he invited Fir'aun to Islam, and there's black magicians, and I think the narrations that go like 1,000 magicians or 10,000 magicians, but the huge magicians. You know the stories, the Yamul Zina, that people get together, and then there was probably big colosseum, big stadiums, and people see it, and everyone asks, okay, you go first, no, you go first. And then what happened was, this is as if everything's changed into snake, but it's actually as if. So it's actually our eyes. Probably one day, I've been doing some classes on black magics and ruqya, I think 2-3 hours, but we didn't make it open. So probably one day we'll make it open. Because I've been helping some Indonesian sisters with some calamities of having jinn possessions and so on. So in fact, I have a few. I just have few of them, and then I help them to ruqya practice as well. Yeah. This is and when they actually saw the snake coming from the staff of Prophet Musa, they see this is really true. This is not magic at all. What magic is actually they make everything as if you see this is a real snake, but it wasn't like a snake. Firaun's continued persecutions on the Muslims as a covered plagues, the drought, the famine, the flood, right? And Allah sends locusts, swarms of locusts. I don't know whether you've seen swarms of locusts before. And then after the lice and frogs and blood and all, every time they have this plague, and they gave up, and they call Musa, and Musa make dua, everything stopped, and then Firaun said, this is time to stop. And there was a flood, and the flood cannot be stopped. They called Firaun, they called Musa make dua, and the flood stopped, and he said, okay, this is time to stop. This is how Firaun is a completely wrecked, and not if you think about it, right? Not only he's advising shirk, he's actually want himself to be God, right? So I think even Iblis will probably ask for his signature, I think, because it's just so crazy. And then we heard the stories about splitting the Red Sea, and then escape with the Bani Israel to Egypt and so on. All the people of the Bani Israel witnessed how the food from heaven, anyone knows, sawa and manna, right? The bread and the vegetable, manna and sawa, yeah. And they also, all these people, the followers of Prophet Musa, they see the witness of 12 springs coming out of rock, so they put the stuff into the rock. Prophet Musa is coming to rocks. But however, when
Then how
about to
about the
enter-
Baqarah?
Yeah, sorry?
Baqarah.
What about Baqarah? Oh,
They
they
just worship that.
worship there. The later on. They refused to go. Prophet Musa asked them, let's go and go to this. I think they come to the city of Palestine or Jerusalem at the time. They said no, they don't want to go there. I remember when Rasulullah SAW during the Battle of Badr, well, and they were asked the Ansar, would you fight here? You go and fight. We will not say what the Bani Israel said to Musa alayhi salam, that we're not going to fight. We will fight wherever you go, even you go to the sea, we follow you. Right? I think it's Sa'ad bin Mu'ad, if I'm not mistaken.
What is that? Sa'ad bin Mu'ad?
Sa'ad bin Mu'ad.
What he says?
He said that Rasulullah SAW asked, we are going to fight because what the promise of the Ansar and the Muhajirin was, if you are under attack, then we will help you. But for the Battle of Badr, it was not under attack. It is actually a siege initiated by Rasulullah SAW. So because of that, the Ansar did not have responsibility to help. So that's why Rasulullah said, would you come with us? Everyone okay, everyone should be okay, but not from the Ansar. And then 3 times Rasulullah says, and Sa'ad bin Mu'adh says, Ya Rasulullah, if you mean us, yes, you go ahead, we will follow you, even you go to the sea. Because they never see sea before, if they have to die, that's what I mean. Right? And he quoted this ayah, we will not do just like the Bani Israel did to Prophet Musa when they asked to go jihad, they picked up. Right? They chicken out.
Betrayed, right?
إن لم نقول لك كما قال بني إسرائيل اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا هنا قاعدون بل اذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا معكما مقاتلون. Go and fight and we are with you.
Subhanallah. Alright, and then Musa went back to Tua, Muqaddasi Tua, I remember that. You know, if I, not in front of cameras, I also remember that word thing. For 40 days, I think that's, you can see a lot of words of 40 days being mentioned, right? In the new books right now, especially the modern books, they say if you do some things within the 40 days, because you're habitual, you can actually gain that habitual, you start missing that if you're not doing that. Right? So that's
Chilla.
That's something like that. If you make Fajr after 40 days and every day, then you will start, if you miss one, your heart will start getting. Of course, if you don't maintain that.
We can't see all these things in Arab society, right? They are not taking because.
Of course, this is a psychology book, right?
Even for the Fatiha, something like for the dead is 40 in my hometown. It is 40th day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again,
but
this
it
is 40 days.
Non-Arab society it is there, but not in Arab society. Is there anything important for 40 days?
You are talking about the Bible word.
No, it's not that. No. Leave it as a.
No. Apart from that,
Nothing. Yeah? Arab countries, they don't have any.
Only Tabligh is come.
Yeah.
No. Not only Tabligh, some other community.
For us,
They are 40 days almost. I think, like for example, 40 hadith, Imam Nawawi, for example. There's a lot of things that they use the 40 as a duration. But of course, and again, for us,
compile some of the topics, important topics from the.
And that's not 40, you said, 41.
No, 42.
42.
There are 42 hadiths and 40 Imam Nawawi. Yeah. All right. The 10 command.
Yes.
If we eat something, if we eat or drink something haram, then it stays in our body for 40 days or something like that. Or
I never heard. Anyone heard that before? No.
I've heard
There's something
saying
that if you don't do something that you will not be forgiven for 40 days or something like that. But
yeah,
I don't know
your
whether
prayer
it's
won't
a-
be accepted for 40 days.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what they say. Yeah, that's what they say.
I have to check on that. Yeah, I heard a few things that is also linked to 40 days. And again, what is 40 days? The modern books of psychology is if you do certain things for 40 days, your body you start having
Yes,
habitual,
transformation.
and then
yeah.
you start missing it,
habitual.
right? If you don't,
Maybe something.
yeah. And then this was Arba'in, whatever the first thing Arba'in, the Salah Arba'in. So anyway.
صلى 40 يوما يدرك تكبيرة الإحرام كتبت له شهادتان شهادة من النفاق والبراءة من النار. This is who attending with the first takbirah.
Yeah.
for 40 days.
For 40 days,
And
yes.
so 40 and 5, it will be 200 salat, all of them continuous.
Yes.
That is, will have two sails, one from the hellfire and the other from the fire.
MashaAllah.
This is
This
a
one
short
is-
hadith.
Yes.
Yes, this is another one.
Alright, the Ten Commandments, of course there's versions of Ten Commandments in the Judaism side. One of them, of course, never make shirk, do good to your parents, and do not change your balance when you do transactions and so on. There's the Ten Commandments. I don't know
What are they?
Ten Commandments.
Yeah, it's just
I
we
can't
know the
I can't remember off the top of my mind,
Commandments.
but I can mention it a few
We
times.
know the movie.
Right?
I know the movie that I saw that.
No shirk, right?
Huh?
And then no shirk,
No shirk.
and then to your father, mother, ihsan, do good thing to your father,
okay,
mother,
okay.
and do not kill, and then do not cheat or lie. I think there's another one that says, if you do business, something like that, you have to put full measure.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you ask
But
to
this is
just
Bible is
if you ask to put a judgment, to a sound judgment, and so on and so on. I think they're all,
Obedience.
yeah. And do not do zina as well, adultery. Adultery is one. And then after the 40 days, he came back, and they found all these the followers already worshipping the golden calf. Right. And this where he grabbed Harun and then,
Yeah.
what did you do to the mother of my?
They are the
mother-
first one to worship the cow. Or?
I think the story, I don't know whether Samiri is actually part of our narration, but Israel is also mentioned. They see, one of the things that I learned from this, because they've been generations and generations in Egypt, right? They see it's like everywhere is shirk. So the idea of the shirk is still, like when they receive manna and salwa after they eat, right? And there's a narration in Quran that says, can we eat something that we used to eat,
Onions.
right? The onions and so on. And they were just being saved by slavery and tortures and everything. And after enjoying the food of heaven, they're still thinking the food they used to eat when they was being tortured and enslaved and so on, right? This is the years after years. That's why it's a recovery. People who've been subjected to crimes and so on and so forth, it's very hard because it's ingrained in the body. So when they see shirk almost every day, right, for that, and then when Musa was not around, and Harun was not strong enough to remind them, and they saw people worshipping, I need something to be worshipped. Well, why don't we make something?
Does it
Right?
happen in Madian?
No, this is they're already back to their what they call
Desert.
promised land. Yeah.
Huh?
Not
No.
part-
Outside the promised land. Yeah, outside the
Promised.
promised land. So they're worshipping this golden
Sinai.
Sinai, yeah,
Sinai.
Mount
It's
Sinai.
in Egypt. I'm Egyptian.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
I went there in Jabal Musa.
Yeah.
Because you are also related to Pharaoh.
Firaun.
So the modern Pharaoh is a CC, no?
No, Egypt is the father of Egypt. No, the modern Egypt is different.
No,
This is
every
the
time, Egypt has given
Yeah.
one by one a Pharaoh.
But I think the modern Egyptians now, the founding father is almost like Amr bin As or something, right? Because he was a governor there during the time of the Sahaba. Anyway, come on, hurry up. The Mushrik got punished by death, and Musa alayhi salam made dua, and Allah bring up the 70 who got punished back to life again. All right, the story of Khidr. Anyone knows the story of Khidr? Is Khidr a prophet?
My grandfather's name.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
he's a prophet? Muslim.
No, you know.
So the story of where's my note? The story of Khidr is actually, the name is not mentioned. There are two opinions of the ulama whether Khidr is a prophet or not. But I think the main story of this is,
He's a pious man.
if you, I hope everyone today read the ayat, the Surah Al-Kahf, right?
Yes.
Surah Al-Kahf. The Surah Al-Kahf, if you read that, you will get blessing for the next week. It's also prevent you from, protect you from Dajjal, right? This is one of the benefits of the fadilah of reading Surah
Friday.
Al-Kahf. The other thing as well, within this Surah Al-Kahf, there are 4 trials, right? The trials of faith, the people of the cave,
Okay.
right? And the trial of wealth, the people with the 2 gardens, right? What we call Jannatain, right? And then the trial of power, which is Zulkarnain. Yeah, Zulkarnain means we are about to close. And I have to run to Causeway Bay. Hopefully, if I can make it within another 10 minutes, I need to run to Causeway Bay. And then the trial of knowledge, which is Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Allah actually sent Khidir to teach a lesson to our Prophet Musa alayhi salam about how knowledge sometimes can delude us. So it is a trial for us. Sometimes people who have knowledge, right? They forgot to. Sometimes the knowledge delude them. If someone gives them advice on nasihat, they say, how come this guy was just born yesterday, right? So these people, when they have enough knowledge, sometimes they look down on people. So again, one of the nasihas. I don't want to talk about this. It's probably more on the tafsir of Surah Al-Kahf. Harun passed away a few years before Musa. All right, hopefully we can pause for another 5 minutes. There's so many wisdoms in these stories, but I think I want to capture some things. Number 1. فَأَلْقَاهَا فَإِذَا هِيَ حَيَّةٌ تَسْعَى قَالَ خُذْهَا وَلَا تَخَفْ سَنُعِيدُهَا سِيرَتَهَا الْأُولَى. This is when the time of Allah introduced Himself. Inni an Allah, right? I am Allah. Worship me and so on. And وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا Musa. What is on your right hand? And Musa says, oh, this is my staff. I use this to walk. I use this to lean on and stuff like that. And then throw it. قَالَ أَلْقِهَا يَا Musa. And then Musa just throw it. And look at this. What Allah says after that. It becomes a huge snake. It's a hayatun tasa. It's like big, like a massive big snake. And it's like a poisonous snake. What Allah says to him. Allah does not say, do not be afraid, just grab it. No, Allah say, grab it. Do not be afraid. Subhanallah, right? If you just think about it, right? Order of Allah is more important than your feeling. Right? So while he was just gathering himself right now, this is a huge snake, and suddenly coming out of nowhere, and then in the middle of Tuwa, it was dark, it was windy and everything, and suddenly big snake, and Allah say, grab it and don't be afraid. Not the other way around, right? So then again, if I told you the stories of tawakkal on Allah and believe in Allah, so when Allah has ordained something, you take it and grab it, right? So you don't have to, what about this, what about that? This is your feeling comes in. Again, this is the level of prophets, and the iman is so high. And this is the tarbiyah of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Allah asked him to just go. If I say jump, jump, not when or how high, just jump, jump, or something like that. Wow, I like this one. I really do. Lagin. This is Ishaba ila Fir'aun innahu tagha. And then the continue ayah after that is like, and speak faqula lahu qawlan layyina. Speak that is gentle and soft. Why? La'allahu yatazakkar. Hopefully, this guy, Fir'aun, right? He has taqwa. Hopefully he has taqwa. Think about this, right? Number 1, who is the most wicked man on earth other than Fir'aun? He kills babies, right? He's not only king of shirk, he's actually make people worship him as God. So it's like higher level of shirk, right? It's even, like I said, I was joking this, even Iblis probably asking for autograph from this guy, right? And not only that, he's just crime after crime after crime. After the sand locusts and locusts disappears, this because after the flood.
That
and
is
even
why the
Nile,
Fir'auniyat is the synonym.
right? The Nile,
Fir'auniyat is the synonym.
yes. The Nile River become blood And then he come back again, he sees every single miracle in front of his eye, and he still deny Allah. And did not Allah know that he will die as kafir? Yes. But what is the message for our Prophet? Talk to him softly, gently. Talk to him softly, gently. So our brothers, if you want to talk to, sometimes we get carried away when we say, this guy, this kufur, this kafar, and then talking like that. Think about this. Prophet Musa alayhi salam, who is more noble than Prophet Musa alayhi salam? And then the people who talk to, are they more wicked than Fir'aun? No one. But Allah ordered Musa to talk to Fir'aun softly and gently. We sometimes Muslims cannot even talk nicely to other Muslims all the time. Subhanallah. Look at our WhatsApp group. Sometimes deep inside I cry, really seriously. We cannot even say good things to our brothers. We cannot even say good things to our brothers. Right? And this is where we are right now. So this is really, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know that Fir'aun will die as a kafir. No, for sure. And then he has a long list of crime. No, for sure. But look at the order of Allah to Musa alayhi salam. Talk to him gently and softly. For what? لَعَلَّهُ يَتَزَّكَّرُ. Hopefully he remembers and become taqwa. Did Allah know? No. Allah knowledge and Allah instructions are two complete things. Two completely different things. Allah knowledge is know that he's gonna die as a kufr. But Allah instructions to Musa is still to show respect. So hopefully with your soft mouth, they will become taqwa. This is a huge lesson for us. Alright.
Why should we say that Allah knows he will die as a kafir?
Of course he knows it.
Did the same
this-
thing
yeah, this
didn't
is-
come to...
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything.
Yeah.
That is right. That is,
Yes. That's
do
why
agree,
we two separate things. We talk about it when
but
we
the
talk
same
about
thing Musa alayhi salam.
yeah, we talk about it when we talk about qadar, right? Allah knows, right? And what Allah instructs you are two different things. Allah knows because He has wisdoms and all knowledge
Of
and
course,
everything He
that-
knows, right?
We don't bother about
Yeah.
that one.
But
But
He instructs
do
you
our
to
duty,
do.
right?
He instructs you to do your best.
Yes.
Yes.
That much you stop it.
Yeah. That means that's what I mean.
Why should we
the fact that
prejudge it
Brother.
that he will die like
Let
that?
him carry on.
All right, okay.
Too much interrupting his talk.
No.
Okay. All right.
Others
This is
you come.
this is probably. I just wanna run very
Yeah.
quick right now. This
He's
is
on rush.
yeah. I just want to mention about this. I mentioned it to you, how the black magic make things as if, like the word see, the word is see is a sim that is moving, but it's actually not moving, just the eyes. All right. Some of the wisdoms Allah comments over our view, over our feeling, our nafs, right? So Allah's comment is number one. Trial of knowledge, again, this is from the Tafsir of Surah Al-Kahf that mentions about, and Allah sent Khidir, a man that will teach our Prophet that you don't know everything, right? Because you don't know everything, humble yourself, intellectual humility. So if our Prophet is being given tarbiyah, educations about intellectual humility, where we are, right? Intellectual humility. I remember Brother Isa mentions about Alif Lamim. Right? You don't know anything to start with, right? So this is intellectual humility. Gentle sin, layin. In Indonesia we use the word lidah lebih lunak dari gigi. Your gigi lebih lunak dari lidah. Your teeth is softer than your tongue. This is how you're supposed to be. This is how the Muslims supposed to be. They're nice. They're easy to approach, right? You know, sometimes the games I like to play, after people making Fajr and Zuhr and Asr in our masjid, there's a big group of our brothers coming down, right? I sometimes deliberately come opposite directions. I look at everyone's. I'm just like, Assalamualaikum. People are so shocked, say, Assalamualaikum salam. That it's very hard to find people like after prayer, like cheerful. It's very hard. Why? That is in your heart. What's in your heart reflected in your face. Right? If you cannot say nice things, bad things, it must be your heart. Right? So it's probably we need another lecture about tazkiyat enough. Alright, black magic and protections. I won't go to detail of this, but probably one day we're gonna have some ruqyah sessions and yes. I guess Jazakumullah khair. I think that's all I have to run, and I have my class supposed to start around 8:30 in Causeway Bay. So for that, if hopefully any brothers will ask me any simple and not difficult questions, right? We close out. All right. Okay then. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My Allah is the one.